Alright, in this video I'll be showing you how to power an Antminer with just the 240 volt outlet for like a stove. Then for those that don't know, these newer Antminers, I have a S17 Plus, but the newer Antminers like the S17 series, the S19 series require 240 volts power. So you won't be able to mine with just the regular 110 volts outlet. Now, I believe they do make adapters for this, but I ended up making my own. So what I have here, I have the plug and the cable I pulled off of an old stove, like a junk stove. And it's just the two hots and a ground. And then I have that going to a 2-gang box. Well, it was because this outlet is on a it's 240 volt, I believe 40 amp breaker. So I figured I could split that with two. Let's see if it'll focus. Two 20 amp outlets, right? So I have the cable going to one outlet. So you have the two hots and the ground. I believe on the back the screws, the green screw is the ground, and then the other screws are the hot. And then I had some extra, I believe it was 10 gauge or 8 gauge wire lying around, so I just daisy chained from one outlet to another. So I'm not an electrician, so it's definitely like do at your own risk. But then when I was done, I also wrapped it with electrical tape, so there shouldn't be any like arcing or anything dangerous going on with that. And then I did have to order the faceplate online. I guess you know, like my local like Home Depot and Lowe's and whatnot don't keep the 2-gang dual like faceplates in stock. And then yep. And then to get from here to the two outlets, I could technically just go from each one, each outlet to each two plugs, but ended up doing making a splitter, because since I believe the S17 Plus, it's only like 3,000 watts or like 3,080 watts or something. So if you do the math, it could technically power or easily power two of these on a 40 amp breaker. So I figured I could split each one of the outlets. So they'd go from the 20 amp outlets to, I believe, the two 10 amp. Yeah. So I actually, so I have the connector. You can just plug into either one of the outlets. And I believe these are the thicker wire. I believe they're, I don't know if I can focus on it, but it's rated for, I believe, 13 amps. But you'd be okay with if it was just rated 10 amps, as long as you, as long as you're not running the full 20 amps through a single cable, you're fine. So yeah, as long as you're splitting it, then it should be just fine. But yeah, so I plug those. But yeah, let's do a demonstration real quick. Plug that in. Now when you do unplug it, you're going to want to unplug it from here. Don't unplug it from that outlet. So just go ahead and plug it in. There it goes. Yeah. That's very loud. Yeah, that's very loud. I definitely wouldn't recommend mining where you live, is I believe these are like over 80 decibels, so it's the equivalent of like a very loud vacuum cleaner running constantly. So if you're mining where you live, that can get very loud, very annoying. So these are definitely more for maybe someone who has like a garage or a basement or something that, you know, they could maybe soundproof, or, you know, where they're not living. So even though you can technically power one of these with just the regular outlet for a stove, I wouldn't recommend it unless, you know, maybe it's an empty unit or somewhere you don't live. But yeah. And if you have any questions, don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Have a nice day.